In this video, we're going to look at myEtherWallet and just get a view of how it works and just how we could use it for POA. Everything you're going to see here today is extraordinarily unsafe and is only for demonstration purposes only. We're going to see how we can use myEtherWallet MEW in a more safer way. So let's take a look. We're going to pick back up where we left off. So we're still on myEtherWallet from an earlier tutorial. We have, if you will, these two accounts or wallets that we've created, also on myEtherWallet from an earlier video. And what we're going to do is we're going to look at POA20, which is an ERC20 token. Now, we have to be careful. We are currently on the POA Network. Let's review what we have. So we're going to go to send Ether and tokens, and we're going to look for a view-only address. So let's take a look here. We've got these two addresses. We're going to take this address, which we have. Well, actually, let's take this one. This one had 15 POA coins. So we'll put them here. We should see that we have indeed about 15 POA coins. Now we've got to be careful. These are not POA20. POA20 exists on the Ethereum network. So let's take a look and go to the Ethereum network and see if we have indeed any POA20. So let's just type this back in. And you might be saying to yourself right now, wait a second, so I have 0 ETH, but I still have my POA, right? Yeah, again, that's on a different blockchain. If we were to look here for tokens, and if we were to, look and search for POA, which we'd have to scroll all the way down, and we go, all right, you might even think at this moment we don't see it. So what we have to do here, we're going to have to add a custom token. And this is where we can use the tutorial that was created by Ziggy. The location of this is in the show notes below, and although it talks about using this on MetaMask, the information is applicable to any wallet. Right now, we're at this point where we need to enter the contract address and token symbol and information. So again, all this information is right here. We just scroll down. We're just going to copy this contract address and just make a note of POA20 and 18 decimal places. We'll put in the contract address, we'll put the token symbol in, and the fact that we are going to go to 18 decimals. We hit save. And what this is going to do is going to look at that contract, look up this address within that contract, and see if there are any tokens encumbered or otherwise, under this address. And we have none. So now we have at least configured MEW such that it can see POA20, and we've got our address in here. So next, what we need to do is we need to add some POA20 tokens to see that we can in fact see them. So I'm going to be using Trust Ethereum Wallet in order to add POA20, an ERC20 token, to this address. You might use any other number of vectors in. You could use, for example, the exchange directly. You could have people send you. It's really up to you. For this one, I'm just going to be using the Trust Ethereum Wallet since I have it on me. In order to send my ERC20 tokens, i.e. my POA20, I'm going to send to this address, my Ethereum address. Remember this? We're actually going to use this. Since I'm using Trust Ethereum Wallet, it's a little bit easier for me to scan this QR code. But you might find that you just need to copy and paste this address. Again, never share your private key. It's extraordinarily dangerous. This is simply to give you an overview of what all is happening. You can use this page to copy and paste this address into, for example, an exchange. I, however, because I'm using my smartphone, I'd rather have a QR code, and I just have access to this right away. So I'm just going to send this. I'm going to launch my Trust Ethereum Wallet on my phone. I go to the Ethereum Network. This is a little bit beyond the scope of this tutorial, how to use Trust Ethereum Wallet. There are tutorials out there. If people want, we could see how I'm doing it behind the curtain. But as it were, I scanned it. I'm going to put in 300 POA20. I'm going to hit done, hit next, and it is, unfortunately, actually this is a great example of a mistake. Actually, a great opportunity to discuss a common mistake or issue that happens all the time. Whenever you're on any blockchain, you must have the native coin in order to pay for the transaction on that native blockchain. We are currently on the Ethereum blockchain, and so, as it were, I actually have no ETH on that particular wallet. So I need to add a couple of cents of ETH in order to pay for the transaction for my ERC20 token. Let's try that again. And again, it was a great learning opportunity. 99.9% of the time when there's an issue, it's probably because the network selected is wrong. And so if that happens to you, just take a moment, understand which network you're on, and do you have the native coin, not token, for that network to pay for the transaction. So once again, we're on the Ethereum network. I'm trying to send to this address 300 POA20 using my Trust Ethereum wallet. All right, so I'm going to resend it, and I have added a couple cents of ETH to that wallet, and sure enough, it is now transacting and sending to the network. Now, actually, it does take a while. The Ethereum network, because of utilization, is a little bit slower, so it's going to take a while. So we're going to fast forward into the future and refresh this page and see magically 300 POA tokens will have arrived by the time you see this. Fast forward into the future. Did I mention it takes a bit of time? So that did take quite a while to finally get over. Relatively so, I should say. I mean, it took, I think, a minute and a half or so. So that's normal. It takes a while to finally refresh and update. And sure enough, we see 300 POA tokens here. We could always view this using these other tools as well. Had we pressed, let's say, Etherscan, we would be taken to this address, and we would be able to see here that, sure enough, the tokens had made their way across. We could also use, of course, this tool here, and just a different window into tokens. And again, we see the 300 tokens have made their way across. So hopefully you found this tutorial helpful to try to explain some of the nuts and bolts of how to use myEtherWallet or MEW in order to move POA20 ERC20 compatible tokens on the Ethereum network. So again, always be careful which network you're on. And we'll see in other tutorials how to use, things like hardware wallets.